a hint about book 3. It's the title is In God's Hands, correct?
You can see back there as well as my.
Oh, there it is. Yes, there's your
that's my
what do
story.
you call that? It's like a plot board or a
my little storyboard where I've tried to plan how I would like things to go. But it's part of the same series, and now we're looking at Archie's other brother, Bally, and his now wife. They get married in the second one. They get together in the first one, so it's looking at them. And since I started going into looking at taboos and stigmas, it's to do with infertility.
Okay.
And the pressure for starting a family and how it's conceived within our society when that bride hasn't fallen pregnant within a year of being married, or what happens emotionally. And this one is a little more closer to home in terms of its content, because we went through our struggles. And again, it's not my story, but it's
right.
something that I've lived through. I've lived through a much more positive experience than a lot of people have, though. Even though we had our struggles, we had our family support all the way through. I didn't feel the pressures that some people do, to be pregnant and to have a child. We wanted it to happen, and it took its time, and it did. However, there's a lot of women out there who, even to this day, it's not only the pressure to have a child, it's the pressure to have a boy as well. So for this, because it's not my story per se, I've done more interviews as well with people who have been through that and are going through it right now, and avenues they've taken, the way that things people have said to them, the way people's behavior towards them has changed sometimes as well. I've tried to, I want to make it a story that can be relatable on different levels to different people, and make it obvious it's not my story. However, it's a topic very close to my heart.
Now, when can we get our hands on that?
At the moment, the hope is June next year.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect.
Let me get it written though first.
Right.
I mean, it's very purposely done. So all 3 of them have come out in June. So last year, June, they said it'd be nice because it's got that kind of wedding-y vibe to it, even though it's not about a wedding.
Right.
It's wedding season starting. Then Jalebi came out in June because that's also Pride Month.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And June is also international. It's infertility month as well. So they thought it would be a nice time to get it out there. Great. So all being well, and I've actually got it written, because I have had a bit of a mental block. I have to say, writer's block recently, just because life has been a bit crazy. Work has been mad and everything. Now I'm at a break and I sit down to write, and it hasn't been flowing in the same way. But like I said, I've got all my ideas. They're all there. Right. It's a case of getting it down on paper, but I'm too much of a perfectionist to just write garbled nothing and then try and fix it. So, but yeah, that's the plan. June, approximately next year, and I've started to I've made ideas for covers, but then obviously my publisher will then do their. That one was more or less all me. I found all.
I love that. Yeah.
And the first one was actually designed by a cover designer who I'd employed when I published myself, and my publisher, Spellbound Books, they really liked that cover and said, unless you really want us to do something different, can we keep it? I was like, I'm more than happy, because I love the cover. So now my third one, I've got my ideas. Now it's a case of them making it a reality, I suppose.
Right. And those 2 covers complement each other, I think.
We thought it was nice to have that sort of the graduated colors as well. And
yes, I like it. Yeah.
And that element of similarity with the figures on there as well. So yeah, that's that.